everybody, welcome to another NASCAR Heat 5 career mode video. Today we're going to the Jefferson Raceway. It is the TMC 51. It's going to be 6 laps. As you can see, I do have a new paint scheme, like I always do for playoffs, if I make it. I gave a little preview a few seasons ago, but I think this scheme looks amazing. But we're going to do the race. Let's see how it goes. So that's the S's that I usually talk about. This is usually one of my worst tracks, but I have done a few practices here recently, and my speed has actually been pretty quick. So let's get into practice and see if I can keep that up with that setup. So as you can see, surprisingly, I actually did hit my goal only by, like 4/10 of a second. So it was super close, but we did hit our goal. And we're going to get into qualifying. I'm going to get my lap done. The pole position is about 2 seconds faster than my best lap in practice, and I definitely made a few big mistakes. So if I can knock out those mistakes, I probably will be starting at least in the top 10. So coming around the final turn, to start our lap here, going through the first kink, I don't know if they consider this a turn or not, but you really have to hit this first apex. If you want to hit the apex for turn 2, I'm just going to call this turn 2, because you're going to go a little bit wide, but it's going to be fine, as you're going to now let off. Most of this track is actually off throttle, I'm pretty sure, unless the S's bring the on throttle time up a bunch, because if you guys don't know, I take this full speed, close to that wall as possible, get it turned, and get it straight onto the paved part of this track, only paved part of the dirt series, hit the brakes, get it turned in. This might be the best lap I've done in a while. This might be good enough for pole if I don't mess it up here in these final 3 to 4 corners. So this I would count as one single corner. Getting through that good for the first time ever. Another full speed part of the track. I'm actually going to be careful here. Let off. We hit the wall. Get a little bit loose. Hit the wall again. That'll definitely knock our time down a bit. We might qualify out of the top 10 now. We hit the wall. Now qualifying with a 1:11.9. If we didn't do that, we may have gotten the pole. Inside the top 10, we are starting in 9th. That was actually disappointing. Messed up at the very end of the lap. But if I can at least... We actually are moving up one position, which is good, because you want even positions at this track. Let's see what happened. Eric Wright is apparently mad at us. He's been mad at us for a while. Anthony Norton is the pole winner. Our teammate... our former teammate. And Greg Willis crashed during qualifying. He's going to the back. Starting on the inside of our rival, Tony Stewart. I think he's our main rival at the moment. Coming to the green flag.
Go.
We are green here in Jefferson for the second round of the playoffs. Or second race, I should say. Then we're going to actually send it down the inside of Day and Hoffman here. Actually got to hit the brakes going into turn 1 there. Sending it down the inside of Wright all the way up to 4th now. Getting the run off the quarter side by side with Wright. We're going to cut him off and go down the inside of Gomez and Brock. Down the inside of them, making contact with Norton. We move him out of the way, and we take the lead. Out through 3 corners of the track, we take the lead. And now going on to the straightaway, the paved straightaway, hopefully we can start pulling away. Making contact with the outside wall, getting loose. It's definitely not going to help making more contact with the outside wall. We got a big lead, though. Hit the brakes, trying to get the car slowed down to get through that corner. That's one of the hardest corners on the track to get exactly right. Just full speed through there. Take this corner as easily as possible. Don't want to mess up. Okay, this is the point in qualifying that I really messed up on, so we really got to be careful here. Got it down that time. Through the final turn, we're going to lead a lap, I believe, for the first time ever in this career mode at Jefferson. Our first road course led lap. Gotta be careful not to mess this up, though. Getting, again, through turns 1 and 2. Almost perfectly that time. No issues there. Through turn 3, getting a little bit wide. But keeping it on the track, which will keep us good. As you can see, our tire marks from beforehand. Hitting the little dirt bump there as we were going actually into the grass. Take a terrible line through turn, I would say 5 there, I would think. As we do still have a sizable lead over Leslie Gomez. Going into the second paved turn, going down the full speed through. I don't know the names of any of these corners. First of all, because it's not a real track. Second of all, because they don't actually number any of the corners. But going through, coming around, if we don't mess up like we did in qualifying, this, I believe, will be our first stage win in Jefferson ever. Easing it through the final turn, we will win the first stage here at Jefferson.
Great job.
Strengthening our lead on the playoff grid, we are probably now way out in front of everybody else. Starting on the outside this time, though, which I'm not excited for. Leslie Gomez down on the inside will have the advantage. Coming at a turn, the final turn here. We are green for stage 2 here in Jefferson. Actually, we pull away around the outside, get a great run. If we don't mess this up, we'll just start pulling away. Go a little bit. I go way too deep into turn 1, though. Messing up turn 2 for me, too, as Leslie Gomez is down our inside. This will create a battle now. I guess that's what you guys wanted to see. Down the inside of Gomez. Side by side, making contact. As we are going to actually pull away. I was just looking in my mirror to see what happened. She did not spin. As we're going to try to take this as easy as possible, we go a little bit wide again into this corner. So we really got to be careful not to hit that outside wall. That would have killed our race, slowed our car down, and probably gave us red damage, maybe even DNF'd us if we ran into that. But now taking our lead back from Leslie Gomez, if we can hold this lead for the rest of the race, we might be able to lead every single lap of this race. Going really close to that outside wall, getting a little bit too loose. Coming out of that turn there, as we're being really cautious. Through these final few turns, making contact with the inside wall. I might be going a little bit too slow, as I believe Gomez is actually catching up to us now. Don't want to overshoot and making contact with the inside wall. Hopefully that'll help us slow us down, but that will not help us in general. If I didn't hit that inside wall, I probably would have overshot it. Both are extremely slow either way. Going wide on this turn too, we are messing up. We are throwing at this point. Throwing for contact, I could say, as Gomez side swipes us and throws us into the grass. But Gomez goes around, and we make contact. She couldn't get out of the way in time. Heavy contact with her. As we're going to be side by side with Roy Wood. No caution. As we are going to still keep the lead after a huge contact with Gomez, and that actually damaged our engine. We will be slow for the entire rest of the race, but she is now back in, I don't even know what position. I might have to check afterwards. Going through the motions now, really trying to not mess this up. No more contact, I'm hoping. As we make contact with the outside wall, actually, I wasn't paying attention. As this actually made the car a little bit easier to get through this part of the track because of just how much slower it is. Taking the outside line, blocking off the inside. We take this stage win in stage 2 not without controversy, though. As Leslie Gomez ended up all the way down in 18th. She deserved that, though. She sideswiped us on purpose to try to get us out of the way. So on the outside of our teammate, Roy Wood. I don't believe he's our rival, so we don't gotta make him any matter. We are green for the final stage here in Jefferson. Starting this final stage, we are really gonna need to be careful, especially with all that damage. I could definitely not take a pit stop. That would have ruined our entire race. As Bobby Carter is now the person behind us, he's not gonna be gentle with us at all. He rams into the back and causes himself to spin out, saved by Roy Wood, as he keeps it straight, as we do have relaxed cautions on, so that's why there's like no cautions coming out. Is coming around this corner, we are still building a lead, and I believe that Bobby Carter's spin has knocked Roy Wood back, and our friend of Hugh Ackerman, I believe also our teammate, I can't even remember my own teammates, is now up in second. He's been on a rampage through these past few races. Again, going through the motions here, taking this giant lead. Don't want to mess up like we did on the final lap of stage 2 again, though. As I say that, we do, but not as bad as we did at that point. As we are able to keep it straight and not just flung off the track making contact with every car possible. But we are losing a lot of time to Hugh Ackerman. Smoothly turn through turns 1 and 2. As I need to put up this this markup here as we go wide again. I'm just going to let him by at this point. I don't know what's going on with that corner as soon as somebody gets close behind me. I'm actually going to send it up the inside of Hugh Ackerman. Coming onto the paved straightaway, side by side, down the straightaway. But no, he's got a better run down the straight. I keep saying straight at the same time. Really sending it down the inside now, side by side. Hugh Ackerman, friend and friend, teammate. Contact with Ackerman. He goes around. He makes contact with us. He goes around. That's his second car. It's gone around off because of us. At that time, it was his own fault. He made contact. We were taking a wide line. He made contact with us. He went around. I guess we just are impossible to pass in this game, apparently. As now coming to 2 laps to go. This is the longest stage of my life at this point. Can this stage just end already? As I make contact with the inside wall, I tried to straighten it out before I did that. As now we have the 76, I believe, that is a Foster coming up behind us, as I can see in the mirror. We overshoot it, but we do keep it at least on the track this time. As though it's actually the 77 of Mark Hunter. But we do make more contact. He made contact with us, I would say, as he's going to also go around. Why are there so many spins? At least we're not spinning. But now that causes Roy Wood to be back up in second after apparently that he cannot keep his second position. We might be safe if he keeps getting passed by this many cars. Apparently every time they make contact with us, they go spinning. So I'm just going to try to keep my nose clean. Luckily, if I make any more rivals, there's only like 3 more races left after this. So they'll never be seeing me again in this series because I already have a contract arranged for next year in the Truck Series. But coming to the final lap of the race, building a big lead on Roy Wood, hopefully. We overshoot turns 1 and 2, though. Not as bad as we did before, though, as we're actually going to get on the power a little bit earlier than we usually do. Keeping the car straight, turning in later this time, so we could just, if anything, I want to be too slow through this corner so I don't overshoot it. Really don't want to make contact with that red and white barrier there. That will definitely kill your race. Coming down to the paved straight, we have built up a 3-second lead coming to the final few corners. Keeping it on track is the main goal at this point. Down through this straight, flat out corner. This is, I would say, the first time that I've even had a chance to win at a road course. And Jefferson is the only one we have raced at in general. Coming out of the final turn, we're going to win in Jefferson. A miracle after you saw the last few races we've had at Jefferson. This seems like a miracle, but no, we're burning it down. We're not doing a full backwards lap. I don't think we're actually even doing a backwards lap. I'm just going to do a normal spin and make more contact with the wall as if our engine didn't need any more problems. But we're not going to do something too special. Do a little bit of a spin like I guess a normal person would. But let's see, that trophy is probably going to be the same as the other one. A huge win for the playoff situation. As that, like I said, we're going to see that trophy. After we see our earnings in general, we gained $4,000 from that win. Gained a huge advantage over Tony Stewart in the playoffs. And Leslie Gomez somehow rebounding to still be 15 points above the cut line, which is a huge margin, especially in the Dirt Series, as there's our trophy. Same as always, I was hoping it was something different. But going back to the garage, we have our fastest lap, a 1:10.330, and we led every single lap this race. And Greg Willis started 24th, ended up with, not with us, but all the way up in 6th. And Matthew Day didn't even make contact with us, wasn't even the one who made contact with us, starting 5th, ended up swapping positions with Greg Willis, finishing back in 22nd. But let's go back to the garage, and let's see what else is happening. So again, summary, we finished in first, gained a total of $4,000, and gained 8 fans, bringing our total up to 389, way more than our subscriber count. Subscribe now, as we do finally have momentum from winning 2 races in a row, going in the playoffs, which is a huge accomplishment for us. I believe no other events happening, except for the next race at the Fanatec Fairgrounds. But again, that'll be next episode. That'll be it for today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.